everyone, and welcome back to my channel. On my channel we talk about all things homesteading, homemaking, that kind of journey to the slower and simple life. And in today's video we are finally planting our seeds for the summer 2023 garden. I am so incredibly excited. This is always my favorite time of the year. Spring is my favorite season. This first day of spring is my favorite holiday, and just doing little things like this, like planting seeds, makes me so happy. It makes my heart so happy. So first, we're gonna get out all of our seeds, and I'm excited too because I have been keeping all of my seeds in this very pretty but old and definitely not waterproof by any means box. And it's very nice. It's a lovely box and I love it. It's got flowers on it. But I am starting to run out of space for all the seeds that I want to get in this box, and like I said, it's definitely not waterproof or anything like that. So I finally let myself purchase something, and I got one of these. You've probably seen other people talking about how they use something like this, but this is actually meant to hold photos. So when you look for it, you look under like photo cases, but it is perfect for garden seeds. You have this big overall container, and inside all these little containers that perfectly fit seed packets inside them so that you can organize by different kinds of seeds. So I'm very excited to organize my seeds, but first we are going to plant some seeds, sow some seeds, and first let's get into all of the tomatoes and decide what we're gonna plant. So I have a pretty decently thick amount of varieties to choose from for planting. Oh, it's always such a hard choice. So I think I'm gonna go with a few different varieties. We got new for that I'm trying this year, Barry's Crazy Cherry. Looks very prolific and it's a nice yellow cherry. We're also gonna do a paste tomato, so I wanted to make up lots of jars of tomatoes and tomato paste for canning. So I want to do a nice paste tomato, same but a little bit different. This is a paste tomato, the orange icicle, but it's an orange one. I'm gonna try that. We're gonna try pineapple, a variety called Ozark Pink. It's supposed to be very quick, 65 days to maturity, so that's a quick variety. This might be my current favorite tasting tomato, the white currant cherry. To me, the flavor is so good. I think that's my favorite. Really pretty cherry, the Sunrise Bumblebee, the Betelou. I think it is French or Polish or something. I'm not a big knower of language, but this is a quick one. We're gonna do the black cherry, and maybe we'll try some white Tomasil as well. That was a free seed. We're gonna do probably one or two of Dad Sunset, Big Rainbow, and we're gonna plant some mushroom basket because they did so well for me last summer. They did really well, grew a lot. The only thing is they were more prone to having to go to the bugs earlier than some other ones if you didn't quite get to them. But we're gonna plant some anyway. That's so exciting. So a lot of the things I'm gonna be starting today are gonna be tomatoes. I have one setup that I'm doing here at my current apartment with the old grow light setup, my tried and true one that I have been using for 4 years now, and I'm gonna get another one set up over at where my mother lives because I am planning to move back in there this summer so that I can start saving for my own property. And I think the smartest way for me personally to do that is to move in. It'll help me save much faster. So that is the plan. I am also going to start some Early Girl watermelon. I'm very excited for that. I want to buy some more flowers, to do some flowers to start. I have milkweed that I would really like to start. Flowers is something that I want to grow more of this year than I have before. I haven't really grown flowers from seed, mostly just because I prioritize my veggies over my flowers, but I think the best is a nice happy medium between the two because it helps with the pollination of things. And how I want to garden and farm is with the planet, for the benefit of the planet, not kind of go against it. I want to be part of the ecosystem as much as I can. So I think having flowers as part of your gardening is a great way to do that. I'm also planning to start cabbage, cauliflower, and a couple pumpkins, things that I don't need to start from seed. Inside under the grow lights would be my beets, those go direct sow. My radishes, they will be directly sowed. Peas will be directly sowed. Carrots as well will go directly in the ground. Kale, anything like that. I do hope to get some seed potatoes to plant as well, but I do not have those, and those obviously go right into the ground as well. Let's get all that together and start planting. Oh, I'm so excited. I got here my bag of soil that I purchased. It is a local mix to where I am from, and it is an organic mix. It cost me about, not quite 11, it was $10 and something cents. So not awful, but if you're planting, or I should say if you were sowing a bunch of seeds to maybe like fill up a whole greenhouse or something, this would not be the best way to go about it. But for me, currently, with the amount I'm doing, it works out pretty well financially. And of course, I have my party cups because when you see a 20-something-year-old with a red Solo cup, you might think they're a different kind of person than I am, but I'm growing my plants in them. And that's all I've ever done with a red Solo cup. So if you wanted to know what I'm like as a person. So I start by filling all the cups first. To me, that is the easiest, just knowing all the cups are filled, and then I can worry about planting and making sure things are marked so I know what's in what. To me, that's just the easiest way to do it. This is just one of those things that might seem boring to some, or possibly not worth it to some, a task that's not worth doing, but I always like to think, what makes something worth doing? We live in a day and age that things are so fast-paced and there's so many pressures around certain things that I think a lot of people really kind of even lose sight of what they are trying to achieve or hoping to achieve. If we don't enjoy our lives on the normal day-to-day, we don't enjoy the tasks that all of us have to participate in because we're just human, such as, you know, the food we eat in the day. Yet so many of us try to speed through those things, or, you know, get through it to get to something else. And I just think, man, there's such a culture of just get your food quickly in the morning, get your coffee quickly, you know, on the way home from work, go through a drive-through and get it quickly. And I feel like that takes something that could be so great and could make you so much happier, it like takes it away. The food we eat can be such a determining factor in all of our overall health and well-being as people. And it's something that, I don't see a lot of media or anything that's, I guess, the mainstream really encouraging you take your time with it. I'm not seeing in schools anymore culinary classes. I'm not seeing at home parents teaching their kids to cook so much. I'm not seeing really talking about food more than, unless they have like a meal plan program that is sponsoring them to try to sell you something. Everything about it is just trying to sell you something, where it's like caring about what we're eating and caring about the process of what we're eating. That should be something we all enjoy and have knowledge about. I mean, it's part of every human. Every human has to have fuel to fuel their bodies. That's everybody, every single person. There's no niche of people that eat food. And it's hard because I think a lot of people just really can't function the way they want to function in the way that our current society is kind of being set up for us. It makes it very difficult. And no way am I trying to sound in a bashing sort of way about anybody or anything in that kind of nature. I truly think it is so difficult to be anywhere outside of the norm of kind of what's being marketed to us. That's kind of what I hope to share in some videos that I make and that other people are creating and putting out there, is just that love for the basic things, the simple things, the things that, they have to be part of our life. So instead of trying to rush through them, let's make them something that we really care about, that really matters to us. I could just imagine a world where, it's the norm to, go to the farmers markets, and it's the norm to grow your own food. Everybody in your town grows something, and we all share that food and that wealth of knowledge around the food process together, and we could all really thrive from that. Thrive health-wise, thrive mindfulness-wise. That's my hope. That is one of my hopes for the world that I will work towards, and that I can hopefully help inspire others and show others how to do things so that they can have the opportunity to live happier lives as well. Everybody deserves that. Another pro tip, do the filling of the containers with dirt over a floor that is easy to clean. I am on my kitchen floor because I can sweep that, but if I was doing it on a rug or something, that would make my life a little more tricky. All of my cups are filled with soil and ready to go. I am actually going to mark them differently than usual just because I have these. I usually honestly just use like a piece of cardboard and stick it in, but I am going to write on these popsicle sticks and put them in. So I think how I'm going to do it is actually write all the sticks first and then put them in all of the cups, and then plant the seeds in the cup, and once I've done that, move the cup over into the tray. So then I will know they are all done when they are in that tray, and then I can carry that over to my grow light setup. When sowing seeds, just in case this might be something you're new to, I think a big error that usually occurs is people feeling like they really have to bury it. A lot of the time, you kind of barely have to just kind of move the dirt a little bit and then just put a little bit back on top. Really, you don't want to dig deep for most things. I think a rule of thumb is usually plant it as deep as the seed size doubled. So something like a pea, those are pea seeds. Something like that is going to be planted deeper than like a little tomato seed that are just like smaller than grains of rice. Keeping that in mind, that'll really help you, because what can happen if you plant something too deep is it does begin to sprout, it begins to grow its roots and its beginning leaves, but if it can't reach the top and start getting sunlight, it'll just die before it ever breaks soil. So you don't want that to happen. So I'm going to start writing my varieties, and I'm going to keep it abbreviated too, because if I had to write the whole variety full out however many times, that'd be a lot of work I don't want to do. One thing to keep in mind when you are sowing your seeds is that for a lot of things you're going to sow them more thick, which just means you're going to put quite a few seeds in the container you're sowing them. So for example, you might plant four or five seeds in 1 cup of something, and after you do that, you will have a decision to make when they start popping up, because we do that to make sure with germination rates and such that we will have seeds pop up. That's why we don't just plant 1 typically, or even 2. But when you have all 5 pop up in 1 container, you have to make the decision to either move them to separate containers so that they can both grow and thrive, or you will have to pluck some of them out, which I still struggle with. It is a very heartbreaking feeling, even though it is much better to have just 1 plant that grows and you allow it all the space it needs, and it'll be much more prolific and grow much better and give you much more fruit by the end of the summer than packing things into 1 cup and then packing things too tightly into garden beds or into the ground. It does much better to have less with more space, but it's very hard because you see it growing and you don't want to just end it there, but also you might not have enough space to separate all 5 of those plants into 5 more separate containers. So that's something to think about. How much space do you actually have to grow things under? And are you going to be able to do it? Because you really should. If you don't have enough space to separate things and there's 2 or 3 things growing in the same container, you gotta take a couple of them out of there. You gotta leave it just 1. Leave the one that seems to be doing the best, and it will be worth it by the summer. But it's hard, I know. Hey guys, so it is now the evening. It is still getting dark pretty quick here. It's a little bit after 6, and I have a whole kitchen floor still with plants. I had to step away from my seed sowing to attend a Zoom college course that I am doing. So I now have a whole bunch of cups in the middle of my floor that I am going to deal with tonight, but due to the bad lighting of the nighttime and all of that, I will leave this video off here. I hope you enjoyed doing some seed sowing with me today, and I do hope you will stick around to see the next video. Have the best rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Goodbye!